hope that you will pause and that you will think about the object of your faith versus your faith. Instead of looking at the strength of your measly little faith, just like my little weak, fragile faith, but it's the object of my faith that gives me peace and hope in the most hopeless of times. And that is that we can trust that we have a worthy, dependable, loving, powerful God who has earned our trust and faith. Not that he needed to, but he has. He will give us the ability in the moment to keep our composure and our calm and peace in the worst of situations that we read about in Hebrews 11, and that he reminds us in Hebrews 12, that this is a time that we focus on Jesus. Those are the worst of times. What if we just focus on Jesus every day? And sometimes I know you're thinking, Beth, how do you situate yourself in his care? How do you get yourself completely comfortable in his desire and his ability to get us from point A to point B successfully all along this journey of life? You do realize that after you get through this, there'll be something else. One of my friends said, you have not yet encountered your greatest obstacle. There is still something out there, no matter what day you're on, that is greater that you will need to overcome. And as you overcome, it builds your faith so that the next obstacle is coming, you're not afraid of it. Why? Because you've already learned through the way God has brought you through before, and he will keep teaching you and keep teaching you and keep teaching you and keep teaching you. And you may think, well, then that means it could get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. Yes, in this world there will be much trials and tribulations, but don't get down. Be full of joy, because God's already overcome all of that, and he knows how. He's all-knowing. He's powerful enough. He's all-powerful. And he can handle anything at any time. He's everywhere. That's called being omnipresent. And all-knowing is omniscient. And omnipotent means all-powerful. These are fancy words to say God is for you, and he's able to do anything for you. He is for you. You're his greatest desire. He gave up his one and only son, allowed him as God to come here and take on human flesh and die for you and for me. That's a God that you can trust. That's a God who has proven to you how much he loves you. Raising him from the dead proves to you and to me how powerful he is. There are going to be all kinds of circumstances in our life. And we're going to have to ask ourselves, what is the object I will focus on at this time? Am I going to focus on my ability to be faithful? Or am I going to focus on that which I say I have faith in? Jesus once asked us, why do you say what you believe and then you do not act on what you say? And then you don't believe it. If you believe it, you'll act on it. That's tough. But make no mistake, it's required. It's required for us to give up our life and take his life. It was required for him to give up his life. It is a trade at the cross. When people say it's totally unconditional, his love is unconditional. The trade is not. It is a one for one. It's a same for same. He will give you his life, but you have to give him yours. He gave up his life. You will have to give up yours. What does that look like? Pause and reflect. I have to give up all my dreams, all my hopes, all my desires, and all the objects I focused on, and focus on one thing: Jesus. It is a wonderful trade. It is a conditional trade. And when we focus on Jesus, he says, did you forget? I'm for you. I want to give you good things. Your definition of what is good things will change as you grow in me. You may have thought it was a Mercedes, but it's not. That could get you in trouble. Not that there's something wrong with a Mercedes. But focusing on things and material things of this world can definitely get us in trouble, right? But if we focus on him, he can show us things that are much more valuable, and he can give that to us. He wants to give that to us. He is for us, not against us. If he was against us, we would be hopeless. But he is for us, so we have full hope. And we can trust in that hope. It's a reliable hope. When people say, well, it's just a hope. No, it's a reliable hope. We can know that who we have placed our hope in. As flimsy as it is, he's not flimsy. As weak as I am, he's not weak. As unfocused as I am sometimes, he's not unfocused. He is for you. He is focused. I know that on the cross he had to focus on my face and your face to endure and say, Father, it is worth it to save Beth. I give up my life. I'll give up my blood and spare hers. That's how much he loves you. We need to remember that. We need to encourage each other. We need to gather together by phone or by Zoom on computers, or however you're going to do it safely during a pandemic, and remind each other, stick a note in the mail to each other, remind each other he is for you. It's a simple, simple thing that we can do for each other and for ourselves. Because when we encourage someone else, the Bible reminds us it is from the very thing that God has encouraged us that we can encourage others. And when we encouraged others, it is better to give than to receive. And we will receive back with great mercy the mercy we show, and great love with the love we show. So it can only help us. Place your hope, your faith, your dreams, and your life in the hands of he who has earned it, who has proven it, who is powerful and able, and who is for you. He loves you. He is for you. I hope this helps you today. I'm sorry this had to be a part 1 and a part 2, but I hope that it's something that you will even come back to and listen to more than once. I know I will have to at times, and that's okay. My faith may be weak at times, but what I have faith in is never weak. He will never fail me, and he is for me. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye, 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 bye-bye.